don't have any use for that, but oh well. Okay, here we go. Right. Okay. Chat box is on. Layout, so I don't need that on. Okay. Chat box. Now I can hear myself just fine. Desktop audio should be working okay. Chat is on. And I can see a Train Spotter and Rory and Dana Train Railfan. I'm not sure if you guys are on here still, but anyways. What is going on today, guys? Welcome to another stream. I think it's been 2 weeks since I went live, and yeah. We are safe to say we are continuing the second leg. Still got this run and another 2 more runs of the second leg before I take a break from the excursion runs until the end of September, which is at the beginning of the fall. And yeah, for today's excursion run, we're back on the Techachapi routes, the Techachapi Pass routes. By doing a return trip, we will be, excuse me guys, go to resume to the save thing. We're back on the Techachapi Pass routes for a return trip with the Challenger 3985. It was going to be with a different, originally it was going to be with a different Challenger steam locomotive. I ended up deciding on doing it with the Challenger 3985 again. So I was running 1 minute late. So it's okay. It's alright if you were running on 1 minute late there, Rory, and it happens all the time, so there's really nothing to worry about. But yeah, we will be making a return trip with the Challenger 3985 back from Mojev to Bakersfield, California, and yeah. Alright. Here we are. Alright. Here we are in Bakersfield. Reverser's already in forwards. I was always going to Railfan. Okay. I was... So, going to Railfan. But anyways, yeah, I'm live today, and tomorrow I'm probably going to be going Railfanning, and yeah. As you can see, we are back with the train, the same train we were driving on the last excursion run to Mojev, which has been turned around, and we'll be making a return trip back to Bakersfield. Okay, time to release the brakes. Engine brakes are already released. We just gotta release the train brakes. And, yeah. Okay, we're backing up. I don't want to start rolling backwards because I want to do forward. Okay. Forward, okay. Okay, good enough. We don't have to release 100%, so we're gonna have to throttle up higher in order to get up the hill, because we are parked on a grade, that's for sure. Let's do a crossing run by. There's a pole in the way, so let's go over here. Okay, now that we are, well, first of all, we gotta pass that switch first, then I can shut off the bell. How long how long will this be? Well, I'll be running all the way from Mojav to all the way to the end. I'm probably going to keep this going until the end. Okay, Union Pacific 3985 west, or east, which has now been turned around in the Mojav yard in the Y, and we'll be roaring northward back to Bakersfield, California, which is where we started in the last run. Of course, it's the same train, and the diesel helpers, once again, Union Pacific Heritage Unit number 1988, the Sky Heritage Units. Yeah. And speaking of 3985, in case any of you guys didn't know this, 3985 is currently being restored back to operational service. Restored back to steam, along with another steam locomotive, number 5511. They've been at it. They've been restoring it. They've been restoring it since 2022 or 3. So, if there's a good chance, she could be coming out of the shops fully restored sometime next year, if I'm right. Yeah. I don't think we'll have to go higher than that, especially if we don't want to push the engine too hard. And we do have a diesel helper with us, which reduces pressure for the steam engine, and yeah. Yeah, we don't have to throttle it up even higher, since we are doing just fine. So we're doing fine, unless it starts dropping. Oh gee, I just started live, and now my dog wants it. Not now. I literally just started. On board. We are climbing up the grade, the big long heavy grade, all the way from Mojav to the summit. And then the railroad will then start downhill, and which will continue all the way until we get to Bakersfield. So we got a long ways to go. Oh, welcome to the stream there, Tyrese. I hope your day is doing good, and no, my day's going pretty well. So far so good as of now, and yeah. Yeah, 3985 has just left Mojav behind and is now climbing the grade. Gee whiz, why are they so glitchy? There we go. 3985. you caught a CPKC train with a CSX unit today? That's cool, Tyrese. Last time I had me a CSX unit was in January of this year. That was the last time I had me a CSX engine, and yeah. Heavy duty climb ahead of us, that's for sure. KCS and CSX right on. That's cool. Speaking of CSX units, hopefully I do get me a CSX engine while I'm out and about, which will be tomorrow, and yeah. Slowly gaining speed as we head up the grade, and yeah. To a 35 mile an hour speed limit, probably due to the elevated curves, which is just up the hill. Yeah. Do a run by with the train going over the elevated curves, which I can't seem to get enough of. I just love doing run-bys. Yeah, well, yeah, fuel levels. Fuel levels are looking pretty good so far, and boiler pressure is okay so far, and yeah. Speed's decent enough, so should be good here, and yeah. passenger view for you guys. Welcome to the stream, Hunter. I hope your day's doing good. Today we are driving Union Pacific Challenger steam locomotive 3985 over the Techachapi routes again. I did for the last run, and we're running the Challenger locomotive again for a return trip back to Bakersfield, and yeah. Okay, we are just heading up the grade right now. You can see there's a curve up there. Still under the 35-mile-an-hour speed limit due to the elevated curves, and yeah. There's the rest of the train rounding the curve right now. Challenger, including the diesel helper, which is the Union Pacific 1988s for diesel helper, and yeah. You thought that was a real train? Oh well. I'm playing train simulations, buddy. Hello from Canada. You're from Canada also, if I'm right. I know I live in Ontario. This is a heavy climb we're heading up as of now, and yeah. Hand dryers are not on your channel anymore, Hunter? Oh. How come, Hunter? Why did you delete them or stop doing them, Hunter? We're all from Ontario. That's cool. I'm from Ontario myself, man. Still do trains. I'm glad you still do trains. Trains, especially myself. Train-related content is what my channel is mainly about. I do, and of course, model railroading. That's part of train-related stuff. And part of side stuff, like aside from rail fanning, and I do other things, and model railroading is one of them, and of course I do aviation videos, boat watching videos, guitar videos, and covers. That includes covers of different songs that I love playing by rock, metal, and country, and of course I also do live streams, gaming videos, which is live streaming. And reaction videos. I don't know if I'm still going to be doing reaction videos on here, especially if YouTube is now copywriting people with whoever does reaction videos, and I don't agree with that, to tell you the truth. And yeah. Okay, we are almost up to the limits, and yet we are approaching a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit as we continue up the grade. And yeah. like we are heading away from the elevated curves, as in we should be up to a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit any minute now, and yeah. Have a good day, Northern. I'm sure you're heading off now if I'm right, and yeah. If you're heading off, have a good day. Right. Northern's Nature. I don't know if I'm subscribed to your channel. Let me check if I'm subscribed. Yeah, I'm subscribed, so hey. Oh yeah, not to mention, I just watched one of your videos just now, not to mention, yeah. Let me get one of your videos in my history. No, I got one of your videos into your history whenever I want to watch one of your videos later once I'm done on here, and yeah. Whenever when I start downhill and while I'm inside the cab of 1988, I'll probably make sure I use the air brakes while I end the dynamics at the same time, because last time I used only the dynamics when I was going down this grade with the Challenger. I ended up getting wheel slip, which actually does happen in real life, because my dad told me before that it does happen in real life. Also, and it's not to mention it's happened to him when he drove a train down grade when he used to work for the railroad before he retired in April 2023, and yeah. I opened up the firebox in order to... There we go. Anyways, here we go. Is that gonna cause the train to speed up even more? And look at that, the grade sort of reduced as we continue up the grade on the Techachapi pass, and yeah. And look at that, the grade actually reduced. So, hey, I did not expect that, so yeah. They're sort of descending, and it looks like we're gonna probably start climbing once we get to there, if I'm right. And yeah, look at that, we're climbing again. And I'm keeping an eye on the boiler fuel levels. Looks like we're coming to a crossing here. Yes, we are coming to a crossing. Look at that. the heck of it. Yeah. Looks like it's around the corner there. I think. And gates are now going up since the train's gone now, and yeah. And we are now on another heavy slope. Once again, and yeah. A bit of a descent here, that's why I throttled it down. Throttled the regulator down to 0%. Yeah. Okay, now we're picking up speed. Okay. Now we're on a little bit of an ascent. I think we're through with the heavy uphill slopes by now, if I'm right, and yeah. And then from here we should... We're at a 60 speed limit. we crossing over?
Wait a minute. We're good still.
We're doing fine still. Looks like we're coming up to another crossing. Okay, it looks like we might be starting downhill once we go past that overpass, if I'm right. I think. I could be right, I could be wrong, so yeah. Slowing it down now. Okay, now the thing. Steam usage is at 0%. It's because I throttled it back. And hopefully, I don't know if I'll be able to slow down in time once we get up the fucking summit. So I don't want to lose control here. Okay, summit switch. This is the summit, so I'll bet you this is where it starts downhill. I think I might have throttled back too little, too late. Go down to 40. Go down to 40, god damn it. Probably not gonna want to slow down, and we're coming to a crossing anyways, so here we go. Let's say the train will stop here for a photo photograph stop here in Techachapi sighting. From here we'll switch over to the diesel in order to get the dynamics running. I think it's going to be downhill from here until we get to Bakersfield. We've made it up the grade and we are now going to start downhill. Did we clear the crossing already? Yeah, the crossing's clear already, so hey. I gotta make sure the reverser. Oh, there we go. Forward. Reverser's already in forward, so we're good here. Dynamics on setup. And probably not gonna only use the dynamics. I'm probably gonna use the dynamics and the air brakes, because you can't expect the dynamics to work all the time. Especially if it causes wheel slip once you get into full dynamic. Train's now starting downhill from the summit to the heavy downhill slopes is probably going to last all the way from the summit to Bakersfield. And we got a long descent ahead of us from here to Bakersfield, that's for sure. Dynamics are set up, so yeah. Engine brake 0. Don't gotta start applying some air brakes just yet, since yeah. We got a long descent ahead of us. Train stopped for a photo number. Now it's done its photo number and it's continuing its long descent from all the way from Techachapi summit to Bakersfield. Now the grades are increasing and it's heavy right now and it's gonna get heavier once we get closer to the mountains. It's gonna be even heavier once we get closer to the mountains, and then that's when we're gonna start having some real fun. All the way from here to Bakersfield and all the way from there to Bakersfield, and yeah. And some freight trains, depending on how big they are, some of them do still have to use their air brakes rather than always rely on dynamics. You can't always rely on dynamics once you're going downhill, and yeah. Okay, here we go. Downgrade we go. We got a long descent ahead of us, that's for sure. The Challenger is just starting its descent down the Techachapi loop. So therefore we got a long descent ahead of us, that's for sure. Question is, will they work? the air brakes work with it. Still gonna put the air brakes on in order to back them up if they do have trouble. If we do have trouble, okay, now we're slowing down. I gotta be careful. Okay, I don't want to rage anymore. I think this is as high as they can go. Okay. Increase pressure and air brakes. There we go. No, 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 no! Oh, I put the air brakes on and slippages are occurring. Slippages, slippages, slippages. Chip alerts. It happens immediately. Looks like I'm taking them off since they don't work at all. Gee whiz, this is cheating. This is a total cheat. A clown show, I meant. This is a big clown show this has turned out. I don't want any wheel slip, because this should not happen. Guess I'm putting the dynamics on since we're going glitch hill, since this is glitch hill, supposedly. This is glitch hill. Come on, slow down, slow down. Yeah, I'm forced to put the air brakes on. And it's taking a long time to slow down. Because of this stupid ass wheel slippage. Come on, I only raged once. So I don't get yelled at by my parents or... Slow down, slow down. Okay, now we're slowing down. Every single time I want to slow it down, wheel slippage happens. Shouldn't even happen in the first place, but it does actually in real life. Why do I keep forgetting that it actually does happen in real life? I need to calm down. You know, it's safe to say I don't even have to be playing COD to rage. Should be fully functioning, not glitching 24/7. Looks like I'm keeping the sand on the whole time. I use my dynamics. I'm still a little bit embarrassed in this clown show. Okay, I think that's good enough. Yeah, we should be going at a smooth pace, like almost a smooth pace, but we are gonna be at we're gonna be going at a stiff pace as we go down the grade, as we continue down the grade. Okay, am I slipping? No, I'm not slipping, so I should be okay. Yeah, like I was saying before, I don't even have to be playing COD in order to rage.
You're raging.
It might be funny for some of you guys too, and I even laugh at myself raging at COD or Train Simulator. Yeah.
Myself raging.
Okay, will the air brakes slow it down? Are we slowing down, or is gravity fighting through the pain? No, 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 stop slipping. Stop slipping. Now it's slipping with the fucking air brakes. Come on, it's okay. Now it's slipping with the air brakes on. This does not make any sense. This does not make any sense. I should be slowing, not pushing. It's not like I'm going down. Come on, okay, there we go. Thank you for cooperations. Thank you for your cooperation, man. Okay. Yeah, you guys get to hear the dynamic brakes on the Union Pacific 1988. Okay, gravity is still no, not fighting. It's still kind of fighting through. Now we're going through a tunnel here as we continue down the grade. Okay. Rage. Come on. I better not fall for the trap here. Don't slip when I put the fucking air brakes on. Okay. Slow down. I don't know why gravity's fighting through the pain. Yeah, the Challenger's just heading downhill for the Techachapi pass. And the curves should be able to assist with the train slowing through the grade. And no, it isn't. Because gravity's fighting through. Christ, oh shit, we're over the limits. Slow down, okay, are we slowing? Okay, now we are. Oh no, I'm slipping now. You're supposed to be slowing, not slipping. Apparently this is Glitch Hill. It shouldn't even happen. It should not happen. This does not make any sense at all. It doesn't. It should not happen. It's not like the freaking... It's not like we're throttled all the way up to 8s. It only should be happening when we're going upgrade. So what are we supposed to do? Crash? Or let it speed through? I think I gotta stop. 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 Back the freaking dynamics off, since sadly we got wheel slippages. This does not make any sense at all. Why? Okay, there we go. It's not like we're throttled all the way up. This does not make any sense. Should not happen. Especially if there's a whole bunch of curves through this mountain grade of California. Christ. Okay, this is good enough. I think this is good enough. We don't need to go higher than that. 70 to 75 should be good enough, so... Okay. It is a light passenger train, so it should be able to slow it like no problem. Start applying some air pressure to the brakes in order to assist the dynamics as we go down grade. While the train continues its way down the grade. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, speed limit through here is 23, so which is where I want the speed to stay, from 20 to 22 as we continue down the grade. Oh gee, I didn't do anything. Stop. Really? You think this is a prank? A bloody prank? Oh my god, I didn't even increase it and it's still slipping. I cannot help myself. Back them off, since the dynamics are no use. This does not make any sense at all. It should not happen. How am I supposed to maintain the speed limits as I head down the grade? How am I supposed to maintain the speed limit? I don't get it. This does not make any sense. Like, oh my god, stop it. Stop with this stupid wheel slip roll and dynamic brake. It should not happen. I don't know what makes train simulators think that does happen. I mean, I keep forgetting, but I'm just frustrated. Sometimes I say random things when I tend to say random things when I'm frustrated. When I get red hot. How can it still happen? Get off. Get off with the wheel slippages. Well, I rode out great. I'm keeping the sander on just to prevent it from slipping, but it isn't helping. It's not like we're accelerating. Like, I don't get it. still keep an eye on my speed as we head down grade. Okay, set the brake now. Oh, as soon as I hit 22, Jesus Christ, I freaking just start slipping. Stop slipping. And there's no way I can disable it from the settings. We should not be slipping right now. We should be okay. Like, come on. Stop. Knock it off. I'm being serious. Knock it off, for real. You should not be slipping right now. You should be slowing. Seriously, man, knock it off. Knock the signal down. I didn't know my phone was at 69%. Through this big long descent through the Techachapi Pass. We are in Techachapi Pass, going downhill towards Bakersfield, California, and yeah. Yeah, air brakes are off at the moment since the curves are assisting our way down the grade, and yeah, which is what we want. Now we're through the curves and it's gonna start gaining for a little bit. Hey Brandon, welcome to the stream. I hope your day's doing good. We are back on the Techachapi route for a return trip back to Bakersfield, and look what I'm driving, the Challenger 3985 again. So it's safe to say the same train that I was driving arrived in Mojave, and it got turned around and is now heading back to making a return trip back to Bakersfield, California. Oh no, my wheels are slipping again. No, stop slipping. It should not be slipping in dynamic. get 15 days till you go to Arkansas? Cool. You excited to go to Arkansas, Brandon? Oh boy. Oh, never mind. Okay, my laptop is warm, but it's not hot, so... Shoot. Oh crap, it's at 22. Cause that's when the wheels start slipping when I get to 22 miles per hour. Okay, there. Brake set, so we're slowing down now. So we get to 19. Okay, 19, now I can release. I'm keeping it between 19 to 22 miles per hour. So I believe we're still going at a decent pace now, and yeah. My projected speed is 23 over the limit, so yeah, but it's not, the speed is not gaining fast, it's going a little bit fast, but not too fast, and yeah. But I still gotta keep an eye on it to make sure we don't start rocketing down the grade, which is what we don't want, because that could end up in a serious derailment. Yeah, you know, excuse me. We do not want that. Okay. There we go. We're slowing right now. We go down the grade. Slow down. Okay, now we can race brakes now. I'm gonna go grab me something to eat, so going to pause it for a bit, and with that I will be right back, guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. Let's continue our descent down the grade. sort of getting in my face, making it harder for me to see. I may have to close the drapes in order for me to see better, see the screen better, and not to mention it's sort of reflecting off the screen. Got a long ways to go through this mountain grade. Yeah, this is just like any other grades. This is we do gotta watch our speed, especially if this is in mountain territory and must deal with stiff grades in either direction. Stiff grades in either directions, including this route. Brakes to reduce the speed. There we go. Reduce the speed as you head down grade. It's good for watching your speed. Okay, so release. Safe to say the diesel's doing most of the work as it goes down grade. Steam engine's not even throttled up, and the boiler levels are breaking as it goes downhill, and yeah. See the other side from way over there. Let's do some helicopter views while the train goes through the tunnel. See, it's going through the tunnel there. And another tunnel there, and there's the other train. There's the front end of the train coming out from the other side of the tunnel. Let's get set up at this crossing right there while the train continues its way down the grade. Brakes are released, so don't think we're going to have to apply any brake pressure as it continues through the curves. Down the grade, and yeah. We're on a straight piece for a little bit so as we approach the grade crossing. There's some working rail crossings here. So from here, then we should have another grade crossing ahead of us, and yeah. Let's do a crossing run by as the train goes down grade. Should be approaching it soon. How far out is he? Oh, it's just about to enter the tunnel. I'll bet you the front end is just about to enter the tunnel right now. Yeah, it's in the tunnel right now, so here he comes. How come the gates aren't going off yet? What's going on here? Oh, there they go. Now he's clear crossing, continuing its way down as it continues its way down the grade. side of the train here. Or the other side of the curve. The route I meant. So, yeah. With the heavier grades already? I don't think we are. Doesn't look like we are yet, so well. It's probably just this curve that's slowing us. Yeah. I'm not sure if those are signals down there or just traffic lights, but it looks like that might be the rest of the route that's way over on the other side, if I'm right. Yeah. Okay, release now. Let the train coast for a bit before we apply more braking efforts, and yeah. Yeah, that's the rest of the line way down there. So we should be getting closer to that small neighborhood town. Yeah. Yeah, you can see the other side right there. So here we go. So, should be halfway there to Bakersfield. But we are still in the longer speed limit, or heavier downhill slopes, and yeah. Grade is sort of reduced. We're still going to be on heavy grades, but not as heavy as the other ones we just descended. speed limit's reduced to 15 miles per hour due to that elevated curve that we're coming up to. Yeah. We're going by this crossing nice and slow as we continue our way through the grade. Start turning your dynamics up now. We are still within the heavy grades, but probably isn't going to be as heavy as the other ones that we are through with now. So we are still going to be going downhill here, and from here to Bakersfield, and yeah, we should be halfway through right now, and yeah. Now we're through the 15 mile an hour speed limit, and we're now going Now our speed limit's increased a little bit to 25. Yeah. Now we can let it coast for a bit until we get up to 23, which is halfway to 25. Still, we are still in a very strict speed limit zone, but not as strict as the other ones on this mountain grade, and yeah. Up there, as you can see, up on that hill is where we were earlier. We are now down on the other side, which is where we're at now, as we continue down grade, and yeah. Bring back the dynamics a bit. Oh, now the 2.2s are back. My phone since it's charged, and yeah. Okay, start applying some brakes. Air brakes to back the dynamics up, and yeah. as soon as I put it up to fully dynamic, wheels start slipping immediately for my own fucking sake. I shouldn't have fell for the trap or gag, rather. This should not happen. I'm slowing it right down in order to get it out of the slipping mode. Like, come on. This is not fair for the thing to slip. For the wheels to slip just because it said so. I'm slowing it right down because the slippages are still fucking here. I believe that's as high as it can go. I had to slow it right down in order to get it out of wheel slip. It's too bad, because how am I supposed to... Although I don't... Excuse me. Okay, I think that's the way where the railroad exits the mountain grades. Exits the mountains, I think. So we are slowly exiting the grade now. stop the train and switch back to the cab of the steam engine now, since we should be through with the heavier grades now. And oh no, we're not actually. Yay! There's a shit ton more. But I think I'm gonna do it anyways. Screw it. We've had our fun inside of the diesel. It's time to go back to the steam engine. Grades are still with us. They're not letting us go. Oh no, my laptop isn't hot. Question is, how long are the grades gonna last for? Ever or what? There still is a ton of slopes that are here, so it's safe to say she's not going to let us out. She's not going to let us out anytime soon, sadly. But we're through the canyon and there still is a ton of them. We're in a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit zone. We're not gonna throttle up, especially if gravity's gonna push us down. If the slope is here now, the question is, how long is it going to last for? As we venture away from the canyon, the Techachapi Canyon Mountain. Still see the mountains all the way from here. Oh gee, there's another curve up ahead. Let's do it this way. Screw it. Just looking over the fact there's still a ton of some grades and curves involved. I don't know how long they're gonna last for, but oh well. At least we're through the heavier ones. Must be getting closer to Bakersfield as of now. It looks like, especially.
Detector, well, 328.6. No defect. No defect. UP detector out. UP detector, milepost 328.6. No defect. No defect. UP detector out. UP detector, milepost 328.6. No defect. No defect. UP detector out. UP.
You guys get to get a defect detector. We're passing by this slaughterhouse. Yeah. Freely speed limits since we're through with the strictest limits. Yeah. Holy crap, I didn't think we would rage all the way back to downhill slopes. I did not expect that. Okay, yeah, now we're slowing down, good. That's what we want. Slow down, slow down, slow down. I flipped the reverser backwards in order to throttle it up and help slow the train as it goes down the grade, and yeah. I want to stay on this track here, especially if the depot's on this track. Once we arrive into Bakersfield, we shouldn't be too far from Bakersfield. I should be done just in time for supper, hopefully, depending on where I'm at. And yeah. Bring it down. Bring down the speed. Down, okay, there we go. Ten to 5. In the 60 speed limit zone. We're at 49. We might as well let it go to the full limits. We can go as fast as we want to until up to 60, as long as it doesn't violate the limits, that's for sure. We are cruising towards Bakersfield. That makes it our final destination. Safe to say, as we continue our way down the grade, the railroad now leaves the mountains behind and descends its way through the American prairies. Safe to say, from here is where we leave the mountains behind. Eaton East Siding. Or Edionson, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but oh well. So this location is probably not far away from Bakersfield, and yeah. Bakersfield right about now. Now we're starting down again. And look at that, we are in the yard, so we might as well start slowing right now. Down to 25. Depot should be up ahead soon. That's why we're slowing it in. We're also in a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit, which is why we're slowing it right about now down to 25. Here's the Y, right here. Here we are in Bakersfield. 3985 is arriving into Bakersfield, California. Therefore, we are only a spit away from the end of our journey over the Techachapi route. There's the BNSF side right there, which is we're about to bypass. We're just about to bypass the BNSF side of the routes, the BNSF tracks. I knew that the depot was right there. Look at that. Union Pacific Bakersfield. This is where the train will be stopping, right here. So the last stop will be Bakersfield, California. So here we are. here we are, final destination, Bakersfield. Oh, it's right at a crossing, but oh well. If they want to cross, they're gonna have to go elsewhere. $39.85 is just pulling up to Bakersfield station. Safe to say we have arrived in Bakersfield. Completing the trains, where the train has completed its return trip back from Mojave. Crossing's gonna get blocked, but oh wow. $39.85, pulling up, just pulling into the station as of now on here. Okay, we have arrived in Bakersfield, California. Our final destination over the Techachapi routes. And our return trip back from Mojave. Yeah. So that brings us to the end of this particular run, and yeah. Okay, what's taking it so long to exit? There we go. Alright, we've actually made it, so that also brings us to the end of the stream. So this is going to wrap it up for today's live stream and excursion run, of course. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, or live stream I meant. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, turn notifications on, leave comments, and of course thank you guys who came in and chatted and enjoyed watching, and I'll catch you guys on in the next video in the next live stream. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you later.